Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of In Conversation. Today I'm here with my boy Poze. Yeah, what's up?
What up?
Boom. Owner, founder of the clothing brand called Yeye. Today we're just gonna speak to him and uncover his story. Xenophobic attacks, that's obviously a challenge to your business.
Yeah.
So how then did you recover from that?
So obviously I let nature take its course. It settled down eventually, and then eventually I picked myself up, and I was quite scared to go to Joburg because that's where I make my clothes, because I'm like, I don't know how to speak my native language, because like I grew up in a family where my dad's Shona from Zimbabwe, my mom Pedi, Mupedi. That's the language she speaks.
Yeah.
And
So your mom's from South Africa?
She's from South Africa, correct. And so my household was purely English, like, because my mom had this notion of I want my kids to know English so that they're global citizens, because English is a global
language
all over. So eventually I got courage, went to Joburg. I was quite scared because people are still, the buzz is still there, like of xenophobic attacks.
Yeah.
So, but eventually my guy was safe. Thanks be to God, because I believe in God.
Yeah, shout out.
And so I think next month, because this month I'm quite busy. Next month we're making new collections. Yeah.
Alright. And what are the other challenges that you
I love this question.
have encountered as a 23-year-old businessman?
First of all, it's finance. So thanks be to God, like I said, I believe in God. I got the opportunity to get piece jobs, going back actually to 2013. I had the opportunity by a lady called Lisejo. She was my next door neighbor, and she's like, come and clean my pool. I said, for real? Great. I'll take that opportunity.
You got paid for it?
I got paid for it.
Yeah.
But not just getting paid for it, it also taught me how to do bookkeeping.
Okay.
Right?
But how are you cleaning pools? How are you doing bookkeeping?
I'm giving her invoices to say, this month you owe me so much because I bought your chemicals, my labor as well, my hours and whatsoever. And that principle I still implemented today, 2019. But again, I was also then still looking for piece jobs while I was in varsity, because times were hard. I had to be a man and get money.
True.
So I did a bit of retail.
Retail's hard, eh?
Yeah.
I was there for 3 days. I was like, nah, mate. Boom, out.
You need to stand, you need to interact with customers. But then again, what kept me going was because I had this vision. There's nothing that beats passion. When you're passionate, no one can take you down. Because even when you get down, you still pick yourself up.
Yeah, true.
That's fire. And it's that fire in you. And so basically, I saved up, and fortunately, 2016, because I did my first year, and I told my mom, look, I got you your matric, right? I'm going to a fashion school, and I'm going to start my fashion business. She's like, it's a hobby. I said, all right, cool.
I'll show you,
because like my mind, it's set. It's like my mind is set. And with that said, I had like 500 rand, thanks be to God again. And I went with her to China, and we stocked up on a couple of t-shirts. I forgot, because it was 4 years ago. And you won't believe it, the first 3 months I sold over 50 t-shirts. Now you need to understand that's another challenge, because you're unknown as a brand.
Yeah.
Second of all, you don't have a lot of customers to actually buy on the spot. So it took me a duration of 3 months, which was quite long. But then again, I also then found out this year that the previous 3 years I've been making profits.
Yeah.
Because it's often said that...
Why did you find out this year?
Because, to be honest, being a young entrepreneur and you financing your own business, you're quite scared to find out that you're running at a loss.
So you don't look at the books. You just go.
I did look at the books, but I didn't do the net profit or the net worth of those previous 3 years. And then I got the courage this year to actually do my books, clean them up properly, and I found out that, hey, God is actually graceful, and found out that, wow, I've been making profits. So that was another upliftment moment for me, because I knew that, look, I can actually take it further than I know. Yeah, that was my challenge.
So finance and
determination.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have determination, then you're not ever going to see your vision come alive. And look, a lot of us have dreams, but we fail to actually follow up with it.
Yeah, because of fear and like uncertainty and tough times as well. So where does the name Yeye come from?
Oh,
what does it mean?
Yeye means agree to be bold. Agree to be bold.
In what language?
I actually just gave it that meaning, because what happened was, I'm in grade 11 at the time. Like I said, I always wanted to do fashion. And the first name was actually Scope the Value. And Scope the Value. Yeah.
At the time, we used to say Scope the Value.
Yeah,
I remember. Yeah.
And I was like, that's a cool word, you know. Actually, I should actually monetize on it. Because, like, again, my business mindset comes into play. And I'm like, it doesn't have a tangible, you know, feeling to it. Like, so I said, I'm going to put it aside. And I was like, no, but I need a name. I'm in the parking lot at school. And I say, Yeye. And that was around the time Kanye West is the talk of the town, or the talk of the world at the moment. And that was also another word that added to Yeye. And then actually another moment was my childhood memories, where people would say, Yeye.
Oh yeah, when you're in trouble because you were not a boy. You know, that's why.
So I said, look, I'm going to use it. I'm going to monetize it quick. I mean, it's easy to remember. It's easy to say it. And then I was like, yeah. But then again, it's pronounced Yeye, as in Y-A-Y. Yeye. Y-A-Y. So it's very important that people say it like that.
Yeye.
Yeah, Yeye.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And going back, you know, removing yourself away from the fashion, like, you know, who exactly are you? Like, what sets you off? You know, what makes you happy? What makes you sad? What do you like doing? You know, when you're away from the designing and the, you know, the thoughts of, oh my gosh, the next t-shirt, the next sporty, you know, the next sweatpants, you know, who are you, you know?
Look, Rudy, I grew up in a family where my mother and father tells me to be aware of my surroundings. Being aware of my surroundings gives me inspiration. Like, for instance, the recent tragedy of xenophobia and gender-based violence. That's another inspiration to actually educate, not to basically monetize on it, but to educate people, society, about how to transform their thinking. And that's what fashion does. Fashion transforms your thinking and educates you and liberates you and allows you to express your personality.
Yeah.
And again, like, what makes me happy, I really don't know, because I'm a person who likes so many things, and like, but most of all, I think family I love so much.
Family is important.
That's the reason why I've been surviving for the past 5 years, because we actually last month Yeye turned 5 years of existing. That felt great. But then I also remembered at that moment that it wasn't because of me. It was because of friends and family. So I think that's another reason that anchors Yeye.
So a good support base can help you through a lot of moments, a lot of tough moments.
Yeah, because you remember, family have different personality traits and resources to actually keep you afloat, you know, and those things actually kept me afloat and Yeye afloat, because to start a business is not easy. You actually need a maximum of 500,000 or more to stay approximately afloat. I guess we're living in an era where you can start a business with 500 Rand and build it from there, because I think resources is somewhat available and you work around it. And so that's where I started. I didn't need 500,000 as much as it's still needed right now because I'm planning to grow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to...
Which we will get to soon, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell a story, a modern African story. Because I have nothing against traditional clothes. I think it really has a great sentiment to who we are as Africans. But then again, I'm trying to narrate a new story that can be relatable to the rest of the world who are modern citizens. So yeah.
And there's this saying that I see on social media where people say not everything needs to be on a t-shirt, or there are so many people doing t-shirts and fashion. What's so different about yours? How do you combat such negativity? Because I can understand it's tough, like, for example, even with me on the YouTube, oh yeah, everyone does it. Okay, yeah, sharp. But you find your ways, or I found my ways around it. But how do you find your ways around the fact that a lot of people do what you're doing? Especially young people right now in South Africa, a lot of people are doing t-shirts and caps and stuff like that.
Look, let's not take anything away from a hustler. Let me start it like that.
Facts.
Because when you know how to hustle, you know what comes with it. And with those people who start teaching and whatsoever, I have nothing against them. Because again, that person must understand what's their story. I have a story to tell. And my story is what brings repetitive customers that keeps the business afloat. I know the story I'm telling, and therefore it has meaning, it has brand value. That's the key thing, because if you don't have brand value, you're just another tangible product.
True.
That's all you are. You're just giving people, I would say, generic product, because it has no meaning. Let me call it what it is. However, the narrative is different when you have something to say, because then again, you're telling your customers value. As for Yeye, the value I'm trying to give to customers is to agree to be bold, no matter where you come from, no matter your skin, your nationality, whatsoever, but agree to be bold into expressing your personality. And look, as you can see, like Yeye right now is quite bold.
Yeah.
It's full of colors, and that's what I wanted to portray. A modern African citizen. I wouldn't even say man, because women also wear my clothes.
Yeah, I've seen some of your photos.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that, because that's what makes Yeye what it is. It's value that I'm giving to people.
And who's the team?
Oh, okay. So right now it's just myself and a girl called Balisa. She works in Cape Town. Basically tells people about the product. She recently just started. I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, 2017. And yeah, so it's her and I, but I'm the brainchild of Yeye, because, like I said, I was in grade 11, and I just thought of a name that would be catchy but have meaning at the same time.
Yeah.
Which means agree to be bold. Yeah.
And what are your personal goals, going forward for the next maybe 5 years? You 23, if you don't mind me saying. So what are your, because you're going to be 28 in 5 years. So let's say 5 to 7 years. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve?
Thanks for putting my age out there.
Shout out. Team 96.
The goal is to basically, in the next 5 years,
5 to 7.
I'll stick with 5 to be more realistic, because that's more attainable for me right now. Is to first and foremost be having pop-ups. Now, the reason I say pop-ups is because I've noticed that I'm able to be mobile, go to different spaces, interact with different areas and people, and grow the brand from there. And another thing I would like to do is possibly do more collaborations, but not with any brand. It has to be a brand that has similar qualities to Yeye. Like, for instance, I want to give a shout out to Vitots. That guy is the owner and the brainchild of Galaxy Boy. I think he's actually given me and many others confidence to actually start a brand, because at the time it was started in 2008, and here I am a kid seeing surfing through the net, and I see Galaxy Boy and he's doing all these type of t-shirts. I'm like, and he tells us about his brand, and he then says I've made $1 million. I'm like, hold up, if you can make $1 million in South Africa with the clothing brand, to be specific, then it means it's possible to also make your own clothing brand. But not just to make it, it has to again have meaning to your startup, your business. Because again, I do hope that the business can actually, last for as long as a century. And like I like saying to a friend of mine, his name is Tabang. He said to me, what do you really want Yeye to do? I'm like, boy, let me tell you this.
I was crossing his legs, okay.
If someone who works for me says, Poze, Yeye actually took me to school. And I use school because you need to understand that not everyone comes from a privileged background. And school is that, leverage board that gives them the opportunity to follow their dreams, because they're educated, they have background to their understanding and whatsoever. And if I can do that for someone, that'd be really great, because then I know the brand is doing what it's supposed to do. Agree to be bold, agree to follow your dreams, even though it's hard. Right now I'm facing my challenges, that being finance, that being access to markets, that being not being that much in demand for the whole of South Africa, because not all of them know me as the brand Yeye, which I would love them to know. So, but I mean, in the next 5 years, I'd like to start for pop-ups, because in different areas, tell, hey guys, on different social platforms, guys, we at Santon, pull through, show us some love, because like recently we're going to Sneak Exchange. That's a big shout out to them for actually answering my emails. That's a long story. I'd like to actually tell it when you ask me. So pop-ups, definitely. In the next 5 years, do more of those.
And besides Yeye, what do you do, bro? Like, what else are you into,
My mom always likes telling me this. I need to utilize my photography and videography more. I hear her, but I personally feel like there isn't that much demands for me to use that talent right now that's worth my time and money. Because like with Yeye, it's easy to actually sell products, but at the same time give the customer value for their purchase. I do photography. I actually studied photography for 3 years, and it turned out well. I think I'd like to believe I have an eye for great aesthetic, if you'd like to call it that. Videography, I dabble into it, and I would like to also think I'm good at it. Like the video I sent you, I did that with an iPhone 6, that whole 1 minute video.
Sick, bro.
Yeah, and
you guys are gonna see it, don't worry.
Yeah, and it was basically to tell a story of nostalgia in Joburg 2019. What do I mean by that is, as you can tell when the beginning of the film, it looks kind of warmish and grainy. That gives one way or another of they call it an 8mm film camera. That's a nostalgic camera actually, and I wanted to have that kind of texture to basically resemble Joburg in 1990, but then again show how it is. How do I say it? Transformed into it being kind of stylish and a great place to actually walk around. I wanted to actually let the world see how Joburg looks like, because I understand we're in a global era where I'm in South Africa, but I can communicate with the person in the USA, in Sweden, and so many other different parts of the world. And I want them to see South Africa. So that was the whole notion of Yamampela Moments, which was my campaign, and also brought about this outfit that I'm wearing. Yeah, to basically have that nostalgic feel again. Yeah.
And I wish we had more time, to get to, uncover who you are and the vision of the brand. But one thing I want to say is that I really appreciate young people that are, taking risks and just saying, you know what, screw whatever challenges I have, and I'm gonna go for my dream. So major shout out to you and your squad and your team, and I wish you guys all the best. And guys, like you said, you gotta hustle, man. It's Johannesburg, we out here, it's the world right now. You gotta push, you gotta really work hard, and believe in God, be humble, and yeah. Thank you so much. Shout out to Leonie at the back of the camera. Shout out to Tuka Bishu for the place as usual. And we'll see you guys at our next episode. I'm Rudy Samuel and I'm signing.